I'm going to take it from here. Thank you, Ariel. So my name is Inval Freund, and I'm very, very happy that we have this panel here of people who are actually dealing with the issues with Jewish people every day. I'm going to be chairing the next KolDor conference, and you're going to hear a little bit about KolDor later on. And I want to introduce our speakers. If each of you introduce yourselves and tell us in a few words about a significant Jewish people experience that you had in the past week, on top of your introduction to what you do and how you connected to this issue. Miriam, you want to start?
Sure. Past week.
Yeah, something significant happened to you. But if you can introduce yourself first.
Sure, absolutely. I'm Miriam Warshawiak, originally from New York and now living in Jerusalem. Professionally, I work for the Avichai Foundation, which many of you might have heard of, but it's a foundation that is based in New York with sort of a view toward North America, in Jerusalem, looking at Israel, and also in the former Soviet Union. So we're all over the world with regard to the Jewish people, and the mission of the foundation basically is in general to connect Jews, all different backgrounds from all different places in the world, to their culture, to their heritage, to their tradition. In Israel, there's the added agenda here of also connecting Jews of different backgrounds. So you might have heard of Tfius and different programs designed to bring Datim, Chilomim, Shekhinah, Sfarad, all these Jews of different backgrounds together. What else can I say about myself? So I was working basically for Avichai for about 4 years in North America, then spent about a year or so also focusing on our activities in Russia, and then moved here 3 years ago, made Aliyah 2 years ago, and now I'm based here in Jerusalem. I also just graduated from business school last week, so that was very exciting. Thank you. I actually think that might have been my sort of on kind of first glance a very interesting Jewish peoplehood experience for me, because it was basically being in Israel and a part of Israel that I wasn't familiar with up until now, which sort of for 3 years I've lived in Jerusalem, a largely English-speaking crowd, but also people who their sort of very essence is thinking about Jewish education, Jewish peoplehood, living and breathing these things every day, and being in a program where for 2 years, which just sort of ended, and this close to a program we're really encountering not only Jews of different backgrounds from countries all over the world, but I think also Israeli Jews who had sort of less of a strong Jewish identity, and having that conversation play itself out for 2 years, I think was an interesting Jewish peoplehood experience for me.
I'm Shlomi Ravid. I'm originally from Kibbutz Gileyad, currently. I came back recently for 4 years from the Bay Area, for Tadi. And I just met somebody that I knew who was at Stanford. ידעתי שיש לי סיבה לבוא לכאן. I currently run a new initiative called the School for Jewish Peoplehood Studies at Beit HaTfutzot. We're grappling with not just what is peoplehood, but also how do you teach it. Maybe I'll get to it when we get into the content. And I'll leave you some propaganda if you want to know more in terms of what we do. Definitely, if you're looking for projects, I have a bank of projects that I can offer you to you for free. Actually, the most exciting, we deal with Jews all day long. I had a really, I mean, that's kind of a peoplehood experience that talks to me, and it'd be interesting to reflect on why, actually. We hosted a group of 22 directors of the Braika, Maccabi centers from Latin America. I don't know if you know Latin American Jews, but they're kind of cool.
We have one of our own.
Okay, good.
Not only one over there, right?
And I just had a great time. And interacting with them. But then one of them walked into my office and said, I have a request. He said, I'm the director of the Jewish community of Guatemala. There are actually 1,200 Jews in Guatemala, and a Jewish community and a school, and I don't know if 3 or 2 synagogues, like the joke goes. And this was the first Jew from Guatemala that I've ever saw or spoke to. It's kind of cool for me. And he actually wanted us to create some kind of a database on the Guatemala Jewish community at Beit Futzot, so people in the rest of the world would know that there is a Jewish community in Guatemala, and that when Guatemalans come to Beit Futzot, they can sort of feel like they're part of the larger picture. And that was kind of a moving experience.
Moti Crystal.
Moti asked me to describe him as an active Jew. Well, the only reason he asked me to describe him is because Moti does about 10 things at a time, so it's hard to explain what he does. But maybe you'll try.
I'm here on my Jewish capacity, and my cell is on because I'm on my professional capacity as a negotiation consultant. I'm on a helpline in the middle of a big business meeting in Tel Aviv, so if I would jump, I apologize in advance. I said no, I can't because I committed, but I can be like Chaver Telefon, helpline. Two interesting experiences of Jewish people, if I may. The first one is that I was very, very, very happy that the President of the State of Israel said the word Tikkun Olam in his speech in the Knesset. Finally, we are on the map, and it's a commitment of Shimon Peres to pursue the issue of Tikkun Olam as a Jewish value from the President House, without referring to the difficult times we had with the President House. It's for the first time that the President of the Jewish state says deliberately that the issue of Jewish people is on his deliberate agenda, and that's a way. That's a biggie. Don't underestimate because of the symbolism and because of the man himself. So we are expecting a very, very active peoplehood period generated from the President House. And the second is the story of this house, from the President House of the Pig's House. I had a crazy schedule last week, but I promised Ariel that I will come to do a preliminary visit. And I came here and I literally started to not like shake, but I was very, very thrilled. I don't know who are the youngsters that were here when I visited. I don't know if you could have noticed my excitement when I saw what you're doing. I mean, how they are sitting. Like there were 7, 8 people here in this living room and in the room, sitting literally in the dark in the other room, like 3 little Jews. Here we are. I said, cool. That's how the Jewish Revolution looks like. And to know that one of the fellow, how do you call it, Jessica? What's your status? Fellow, half fellow, member. Knowing that Jessica, who is a friend of mine, a KolDor member from Mexico, is one of this group of people that choose to take 2 weeks, 3 weeks from Mexico, come here to literally think about the ideas of the current that are taking the Jewish people forward. I sent you an email. I think that it was very exciting. Please, I managed to bring 10 girls out of the 18. So that was 2 big, very, very exciting peoplehood experiences. This house and the President House.
Okay. Thank you, Mom. Okay, just want to tell you see all these books? We can't really touch them. Just want to let you know. This is a part of the Pig's House. A lot of books, Jewish books.
But we cannot touch them.
Look them up on Google. Yeah.